I was driving down the road the other day, a very familiar place where I drive all the time, and I knew that the entire area was under construction. All the barrels were out there and the yellow lights flashing and so on. But I was driving along and I was kind of not paying much attention. And then all of a sudden, all I could see was taillights coming on. And so as far as I could see, all I could see was taillights. Then everybody came to an abrupt and sudden halt. Everything stopped. Well, I thought that it was going to be just a one-lane kind of thing, and so I said to myself, well, this will only be a few minutes or so, and then it'll be our turn, and we'll be on our way. But that didn't happen. When I finally got up to where the problem was, it wasn't traffic stopped in one lane. It was a huge, extra wide load piece of equipment, mammoth thing that they use in road and bridge construction, all that kind of stuff. It was being moved down the road, and it was very, very slow. I'm not one of the world's most patient people, but at a time like that, I realized there's nothing I can do about this, and so roll the window down, get some fresh air, put the car into park, and sit and wait. And so that's what I did. I don't suppose that it was really that long. It seemed to me like it was awful long, but it probably wasn't over 5-10 minutes at the most. I bet you're kind of asking yourself the question, well, what in the world is he doing talking to us about construction and why? Well, I've been made to realize down through the years that all of us are under construction. We are by no means the completed product that God is after in our lives, and so we're being changed. We're moving from glory to glory. We're going on from victory to victory. Things are dropping off. Things are being added. Things are being changed as we are becoming more and more the object that God had in mind for us in the first place. You know, the Apostle Paul, no matter how far he traveled, no matter how many churches he went to, how many problems he solved, how long he was in prison, all the things that he went through, and still he was very quick to point out and to make sure and certain that everybody knew, I've not yet apprehended everything for which I have been apprehended of the Lord. He recognized that he was not complete. He was still growing in grace and knowledge. He went through some real personal lessons and so on that he had to learn. But ministry was there and opportunities were there for him even in his growth process. And we need to understand that. None of us dare wait until we are in some state of spiritual perfection before we launch out to do the thing that God has asked us to do. So in the mercy and the grace of God, He uses us where we are as much as He can, as often as He can, even though we are oftentimes flawed and we are oftentimes like the example of the clay in the potter's hand. There are some problems there that need to be taken out of our lives, and God begins to start all over again, making us into a vessel that will be more pleasing to Him. So I have a question for you in this video. Why is it that we hear so often so many unfinished products criticizing and insensitive to the other unfinished products that are around us? Perhaps it would be best if we were to put everything into park, roll down the window, get some fresh air, and grant to ourselves and to those around us the sensitivity and the patience that they need while they're going through the changes or the problems that they're going through. People need a lifting hand, and they need a prayer support, and they need help and assistance. They certainly don't need insensitivity and impatience while they're going through a learning process. Sometimes the learning process is lengthy. You know, we have a ministry here in the area, for instance, that started a project over 10 years ago. And that building is still left unfinished and under construction. Many of us have gone through changes in our lives, and then sometimes we don't change, and we kind of brush it aside and we go on. And so God says, well, don't think for a minute that you're out from under the situation. I'll be back and we'll visit this issue again in the not too distant future. So be patient, my friends, just as you would like to have them be patient with you when you're going through something, when you're having a difficult time or a difficult issue, a mountain to climb or a Jericho wall that you have come up against. Be patient with yourself. Listen to his voice. Look for the caution signs. I disregarded them that day and shouldn't have. Listen to the voice of God as he speaks to you, and then in turn, do the same thing with your friends and fellow believers around you as they also go through the challenges of change. Thanks for visiting again today, and I look forward to being back with you again in the very near future.